Welcome to another unit in business mathematics. This time I'm going to talk about the idea of net present values. So that's basically the opposite of what we did all the time up to this point. In the standard approach to compound interest, we start with an initial value and we want to calculate the final value. As I said, now we do the exact opposite. Now we start with the final value and want to calculate the initial value. So under the assumption that we know what the outcome should look like, we could be interested in knowing, for example, how much initial investment we would need to achieve this, considering the corresponding time frame, corresponding interest rate as given. This also allows us to make different investments comparable. If we have one investment which only takes, let's say, 8 years to complete and another one which takes 15 years to complete, it's pretty hard to compare the result after 8 years and the result after 15 years. If we bring them both back to the value today, we actually have a big advantage because today they can actually be compared. Well, with this insight, we can then start. Well, what I just do here is what I just mentioned. I'm asking myself, how can I get back more or less to period 0? I can show this most easily with this example. So here we have Mr. Huber who inherits some money. He wants to invest the money so that after 20 years he can migrate to Mallorca. For this he would need 500,000 euros. Which amount does he have to invest today if his bank guarantees him an interest rate of 4.5% per year for the whole duration, so for the whole 20 years. So in this case, we basically have everything except the original investment value. So if we just take our formula for compound interest, we can simply switch the K0 and the Kn, which we did here, and insert the values we have. In this context, this will give us an initial value, so a net present value of 207,321.43 euros. So that's the amount of money Mr. Huber has to invest today, so that after 20 years he has the 500,000 euros which he requires. And the idea here is basically, as I mentioned, simply switch the K0 and the Kn and you will get the net present value. Well, that's done already, everything there is to this idea of the net present value. So I hope you enjoyed listening to it. And if you want to see additional input, feel free to visit the rest of this playlist or have a look at the corresponding course. I say goodbye and see you next time.